guys. So I'm gonna just start rolling with this. I've never done any, whoa, sorry, Fenway. Any type of like real-time videos where I'm talking. So I'm just gonna start stretching and just gonna guide you through some simple stretches and just kind of shoot the breeze as I go. It's kind of how I roll, and we'll see what happens, okay? So I have a little bit left of my Energize, which is a drink that I drink. It's a pre-workout that I drink, and I don't know, it just gives me a little bit of a boost and a little bit of zingers. It makes me feel a little stronger, and it also just gives me some energy. So I do drink this every single day before I stretch or work out or whatever you want to call it. So that's that. And after I'm done drinking it, I always put a little bit more water because there's always a little bit of residue on the bottom of all the good stuff. So I put a little bit more water and I just get just the end. It's so good. Anyways, I'm gonna stand up and move my mat and clean up my room a little bit with you guys. In with Fenway. Oh, Fenway, off the mat, Fenway. All right, you guys ready? I might actually even clean my mat too. I am actually gonna clean my mat right now. You guys got a couple more minutes before we start rolling, so if you wanna go grab your water, grab whatever it is that you need. And I'm just gonna clean it with these wipes. And I'm gonna shut my door. Guys, go, come on. I'm gonna kick them out, okay? Or else they're just gonna be totally not in the way. They're super cute and stuff like that, but let me just clean my mat. And I just use wipes, you know, baby wipes, whatever. I had yoga mat wipes, and I still have yoga mat wipes, but you don't need yoga mat wipes. You can use baby wipes, you can use any type of wipe. And then we're gonna start rolling. Okay, it's gonna be weird because I'm not gonna have any type of like real music playing. So you can just put on any background music that you choose. Okay? Take one more sip and we can get rolling. All right. I might actually put like quiet music to the video after, edit it. Who knows? If you hear music right now, I did. If you don't hear music right now, I didn't. All right, here we go. You guys ready? First, we're just gonna go ahead and keep our feet together. Do a nice stretch all the way up and hold it up there. And just reach back. Just kind of look up on a diagonal and just bring it back center. And while you're still clasping your hands, just rotate over to the right and over to the left. Now, I'm not sure which direction my camera is actually, if you guys see me going right or left, but just do side to side. One more. I always do this with feet closed, and then I open it up, and I do it with feet open. It just feels a little bit different. And then before I go any further, once I go ahead and stretch up like this, I just always bring my arms down, right behind my head, and do the same exact thing with like my elbows. Oh, feels good. And now I'll just reach right ahead, forward with my hands, and give myself some wrist rotations. This is so good because all we do is play on our phones. Like, come on guys, stretch out. First of all, me fix my outfit. First of all, just go ahead and just rotate your hands and your wrists going in. And just keep rotating them. I mean, I don't really rotate them for any length of time, and then opposite. But I do know that this will help your wrists and your hands and everything that's been bothering you. And you don't even know why, but it's really just because of our cell phones. Then hold it there, and I always just stretch out, and I hold my hand down and stretch out my wrist. And then I stretch out the other once my hands and my arms and stuff that were stretched, I go ahead and I stretch my neck a little bit. And I start off just rotating it side to side, and I look right and left. And I just do this for a little while, like, you know, like I said, everything I do, nothing I count. So I just do it until it feels good. And you guys can keep doing it after I stop, if you want to, or you can just follow along. And then I look up and down. And it just gets my neck ready and warmed up in case I move it suddenly or do something. And I actually have a bad neck. I have degenerative neck syndrome, which I believe is also from our cell phones. And my chiropractor is working on my neck to get its natural curve back. And he can never fix the degenerative part, but we're working on it. Okay, once my head, my arms are done, I move right down to my body, which is my waist area, okay? And I always just kind of give it a pulse. And I know this is for my legs, but I'm gonna get to my waist. But I just pulse to get down there. And then I just put my arms out and I shift side to side. And it just loosens up my center core. And it just, I don't know, just feels good. And it's a good little ab workout, to be honest with you. And I keep my arms out to the side, or I drop them down to my legs. And then while I'm here, I usually do a little bit more pulsing. And then I work my hips. You ready? And if this is to music, it's even cuter. If not, it's just like some hip action. But who cares, right? Just do it. And I want to explain to you that I always do about 20 minutes. It's never timed. Sometimes it's 19 minutes. Sometimes it's 21 minutes. And then here we go. I'll just stay down here in a squat. And I'll loosen up my hips a little bit more this way. And then I move down to my legs and my ankles. I always work my ankles because I actually do ballet. These are my ballet slippers that I have on my door. Aren't these super cute? I'll start doing ballet on mine. I do it more privately, but I'll throw some stuff out there at some point. And what's really cool is that you guys are actually getting like a lot of behind the scenes by watching these stretch videos and joining me. All right, here we go. You ready? Just lean forward and grab your ankles and give yourself a nice little tug, okay? But just hold it. Just hold the stretch. Find the stretch and hold it. If you're holding your knees or just like your hands are to your knees or not even that far, that's okay. You go as far as you can go. Don't worry about how far I go. You go as far as you can go. And while I'm down here, I always shift over to the right. And if you can bring your chest to your leg, great. Just stretch as deep as you can and just hold it. And then go center. Then you're going to shift over to the left and do the same thing. Perfect. I actually feel it along my shoulder and my back because I reach over with my hand. All right, guys. So today what we're going to do is while we're here, I'm just kind of in a deep squat again. We're just going to bring our feet in a little bit closer. And I like to go all the way down into praying hands. And then I pray here. And I always say, inhale love, exhale kindness, which is my mantra. It's on my yoga mat. And I just say a quick prayer. So just give me 1 second, okay? And then I shoot up. And I open it. Then I clasp my hands, or I'm going to clasp my hands today. And I'm going to reach right behind and fold over and forward. And just stretch those arms behind you. Oh, it feels so good. Okay, you ready? We're going to go down. We're going to take this to the floor. But to get to the floor, I always kind of like to inchworm it down. And the way that I do that is I stand at the end of my mat and I just fold myself forward, and then I walk my hands out on the mat into a plank, and I hold out here for a second, and then I go right back up. I do this a few times just because it feels good. I inchworm it. Do it again. Bring your arms down, place them on the mat, and walk your hands forward, and hold the plank for just a minute. Not a minute, just a second. And then go back, all the way up. And one more time, once we get down there this time, I'm gonna hang out down there, okay? And I'm gonna hang out in plank for a little bit. And just keep your legs together, your arms straight, your hands are right below your shoulders, and shoulder width apart, okay? And just hold it. And after I'm done holding it for a little bit, and like I said, I don't really count anything, and I don't really I just kind of do what feels good, and then I rock. Point and back, point and back. And I do this a few times. Tighten your abs. Good. And usually while I'm here, because I'm like, why not get a little leg? And it actually does give you a little bit more core strength. So we're just gonna hang out here, and I'm gonna tap my toes side to side, right and left, okay? And bring it out and together. Just keep doing that. Oh man, I'm starting to sweat with these long sleeves on. What was I thinking? I'm like, oh, it's cold outside. It's not cold inside. Now, I'm gonna drop my knees, and I stretch forward and reach my arms out. And that felt so good, I'm gonna go back into plank, but this time, instead of doing side to side with my feet and legs, I'm gonna lift them up, okay? So go into a high downward dog, and just reach yourself back forward into a plank, and just lift those legs up and down. We'll do like 10 of them. That's 2, 3, why not? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And drop your knees and stretch back. By the way, I don't use yoga terms, okay? Because as much as I love yoga and I do practice yoga, I like to call it stretching. It doesn't have to be so proper all the time with all these really long fancy names, because guess what? I'll just be honest, I don't remember them. So if you're waiting for that, or if you're looking for the super duper yogini, then I'm probably not the one to follow. But if you're looking for some stretching and some yoga mixed in and some gravity yoga mixed in and also some gravity yoga separate, then I'm your girl. And if you want a little bit of story time, then I'm your girl. Okay, here we go. Just gonna stretch forward a little bit longer. Reach all the way forward with your arms. Drop your head. Just inhale and exhale, seriously. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and curl your toes under. Lift yourself up. Push yourself back with your arms. And if you can lower those heels a little bit, go for it. I kind of give it a little bounce. And then we're gonna take our right leg and we're gonna reach it forward, okay? And just go into a nice open lunge here. And open up your hips. And it's not great to pulse, believe it or not. You find your stretch and then stay, okay? Just find your stretch and then stay. All right, now we're gonna take that front foot and put it back, and we're gonna do the same exact thing on the opposite side, okay? And just hold it. We're gonna hold that for a second. Hold it. Now you're gonna take that same foot, front foot, and bring it back. And let's do the other side once again. Bring it forward and hold it. Try to straighten your back, try to straighten your leg, but do what you can. Seriously, there's nobody, if you need to be on your knee with your foot down, that's fine. If you need to be up higher, that's fine. If you can go deep and low, then go for it. But if you can't, don't even stress out about it, seriously. I always give myself a little bit of a rock I feel like it opens my hips and it extends my hamstrings a little bit more. And let's go ahead and put that front foot behind and then switch legs one more time. And I'm gonna kind of rock a little bit. Let's see if I can see how long we've been doing this. I don't know, 16 minutes or so? Are you serious? We're gonna have to wrap this up, people. I don't go over 20. I don't have time to go over 20. All right, and we're gonna do so many more stretches, but right now, let's just go ahead and drop down to our knees, stretch back one more time. And I'm gonna have you go right to the center of your mat. Let me just see how long I have been going, 15 minutes. So go to the center of your mat, and we are gonna sit with our legs crossed, okay? Now, if you can sit with your legs crossed, that's fine. If you have to sit with your legs open a little bit, that's fine. Whatever's comfortable for you, okay? But first I'm just gonna stretch over to the right, quickly, and left quickly. And then I rotate and I look behind me, over my shoulder, and then other side. Okay, while we're here, extend your right leg out. That's my heel. That's my heel, I promise. If that ever happens, I will, first of all, I'll come clean and admit it, but I would be mortified. Anyways, flex your heel and just reach forward. And just stretch, find that stretch where you can, okay? You don't have to be a superhero and put your chin to the floor. Nobody's even like judging you, okay? Or they shouldn't be, and if they are, who wants them? Anyways, I go ahead and I just grab my foot and I just go ahead and stretch forward. And then I switch legs and I do the same exact thing. You can point it, flex it. I flex it because I do feel a better stretch underneath, but sometimes I throw a little point in because the ballerina in me comes out and wants to. Okay, perfect. And while you're here, we can go ahead, put our feet and toes together, and just go ahead and just try to, like, you know, bounce it out, wiggle it out, butterfly wing them. That's what we'll call this, the butterfly wing. And by doing so, by, you know, lifting lower, lifting lower, lifting lower, it's working on your hip openings, okay? And also that helps, believe it or not, and I know that it's gonna look a little silly and maybe look like it's not even helping, but if you rotate right and left, it really does, okay? I learned this in dance class when I was younger, and then my whole life. My dance teacher used to teach us to do this, and it worked. I used to get in my splits and just reach forward. My dog's outside the door, kibitzing. I don't know if you hear that, but if you do, that's what it is. All right, and just reach forward a little bit, as much as you can. If you can drop your elbows, great. If you can drop your head, great. If you can drop your chest, great. Whatever you can do, okay? And I always just kind of give it a little wiggle out. All right, we're gonna stretch our legs completely open, right and left, and just reach. I point my toes, I flex my toes. And if you're up here, that's okay, totally okay. Seriously, go as deep as you can go. If you're here, great. If you're on your elbows, great. If you're extended arms, great. If you can drop your chest, great. Whatever you can do, okay? You know what's funny is that yoga is your practice. It's not my practice. It's your practice. So whatever feels good for you. If you can't do what I'm doing, you can always go back to child's pose, which is actually when you're just on your hands, or your tush is down on your heels, and you just like, well, it's this. It's this. So if there's something that I'm doing and you don't like it, or if you don't want to do it, or if you can't do it yet, you can just go into child pose and just breathe, seriously. Or you can just lie completely flat and just meditate for a few seconds while I do something else, okay? But anyways, back to this stuff. And then I always love to put my feet together, and I always do my feet, my heels, and my ankles. I just point and flex, point and flex. This is just like, I mix it up every single day. There's nothing that I do every single day that's the exact same from the day before. At some point, we'll start doing like handstands and headstands and, you know, and all that jazz and forearm stands. But right now, we just open up your heels or your feet and just do the same thing, point and flex, okay? And it's also working your hamstrings and stuff and stretching them. Anyways, we will get there at some point. You don't have to do this now. I'm just going to throw in a handstand and a headstand because I do them, but and I love them, but you don't have to do them. But before I do it, I like to do some kicks because it thins out the legs and it also works your abs a little bit to get your leg up there. So I do like 10 kicks per leg. Usually there's music going and I just do it to the music. I don't even know what number I'm on. I could be on number 10 right now, I have no idea. I'm gonna do a couple more and then I'm gonna switch legs. Switch legs, guys, switch it. Other side, just kick it up. And if your leg is going here this far, that's fine. If you can get it way back, great. You just kick and lower with a straight leg. Point the toe. This is how you get like the dancer legs, believe it or not, and like ballerina legs is long and lean, is just from some kicks. I mean, ask the Rockettes. Okay, here we go. Extend both legs out. Reach up behind you, long stretch, point your toes forward, reach behind you, reach, 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 reach. And then bring one leg in. We're gonna go ahead and bring your left leg in, and then just rotate your left leg over to the right side. And take your arms and bring them over to the left side. So you're in a little like twist stretch. And then switch legs. Perfect. Oh, that feels good. That feels so good. Perfect. Here we go. Stretch it up. Reach all the way up. Reach forward. You can hold onto your toes. You can drop your head. You can point your toes, whatever you want, okay? Just stretch. I'm gonna go into a couple handstands, or inversions, I should say, and then you can try it, or you can do whatever you want, and then we're gonna do our final stretch when I stand up, which is how I end every single stretch, and we'll get there in 1 second, okay? Here we go. So my headstands, I'll tell you, I clasp my hands and I have my elbows out sideways a little bit, and then I kind of walk myself up, but I still use the wall as a guide just because I'm a little older, and if I fell out of something, I might not recover as good as like your standard 20-year-old, so it's just not worth it. Here we go. All right, I got it up there. And then I just hang out here as long as possible, to be honest with you, or until I just get sick of it. And most times I do movement, and I'll bring my legs down, and then up, and I open them, and I flex, and I point, and I close them, and I tighten my abs, my whole core, and I do this for a little while, and then I drop one leg, and then the other leg. I do some little legs crossed. And these are all really, honestly, they hold poses, and it holds and like controls your core better, but also I'm able to get some really cute photos out of it too, I'll be honest. All right, so that's it. I raise up, and then I reach back and stretch out my shoulders. And now I'm gonna get up and do one quick handstand, and then that's it, okay? And then to do my handstands, I actually just started handstands like just because I wanted to build strength in my shoulders. And then I just fell in love with them. I should call them inversions because I love headstands too, but I'm not supposed to do them because of my back, my neck. Okay, you guys ready? Let's do this quick. All the way up. And then I try to pull away from the wall because I'm trying to like gain strength, but people don't see that when I do the fast forward, but that's that. That's all I'm gonna do today for you. Thank you for coming. I always end with a little bit of a heel, calf, Achilles, and heel stretch. And I reach forward and I flex my foot, okay? Then other side, flex your foot, reach forward, calf, Achilles, and heels. And then point your foot out to the side, bent leg, and reach across. And I always just get a little arm and leg stretch there. And point your other toe, other side, and reach your arm across. Now take that right leg, put it behind you, sit into it, kind of dip into it. Now tuck your hips under, and you get a quad hip flexor stretch, and you'll just stretch out that. Then feet together, other side, left leg behind you, squat or plie into it, tilt your hips forward, and just hold it, you'll feel it right here. I kind of usually slap it out a little bit. Then I take my right leg, I hold it, I balance with my right arm up, and I just go ahead, do a little stretch. You don't have to if you don't want to, you can just hold like this. But I just always go into it. That's the ballerina in me. And then I do a ballet bow. So I point my feet out, then I go behind with the bow. And then I point all the way up. And I say namaste. Namaste. Hopefully you guys loved it. And I'll do this again tomorrow. Bye.